This is a great turnout, and we should give Phil and his staff a lot of credit. I am one of 5 siblings of the Rauch family, the middle son and the older brother to Stephanie. There's some things I want to share with you about being a good athlete, because you would not be here tonight if you didn't have an affection for athletics, either as a participant, a parent, or a fan. And it's all what I've learned from Stephanie. I'm going to tell you a secret for those of you who have children today and athletes in your family, the key to success. My baby sister had some lofty goals. When she was approximately 4 years old, in our backyard there was a tree house. Back then it seemed like it was hundreds of feet high, but it was probably only 2 or 3 feet off the ground. So she went into her tree house with her Superman cape on, and the ending was not very good. She learned at a young age she couldn't fly, but that was her perseverance into being a good athlete. Growing up in a family with 5 siblings, she was always in the backyard, and we were all much older than her, the youngest being 12 years older, and playing all the sports that you played in backyards when you were growing up, from kick the can to football to baseball to basketball. We all had a big time, and Steffi, being the younger child in the family, she was right there with us. She came home one day to a family gathering, and she mentioned to my parents that she had made the basketball team at the YMCA. Pretty interesting. Now, this is just a snapshot or two of what it's like growing up to become a great athlete. And if you didn't learn the secret about flying, I can't help you with too much more. She made the basketball team, but it was not an ordinary basketball team. It went on to be, she made the Gastonia YMCA boys basketball team, and not only was it the boys basketball team, it was an all-star team that went to Jacksonville, Florida, and won the national championship. Now, don't give her a lot of credit. She had 2 teammates, and if Eric weren't here tonight, I could tell this story the way I wanted to. But her teammates were Eric Floyd, Sleepy, and James Worthy. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to my baby sister, Dr. Stephanie Rauch.
How about that? Is that good?
Yeah, that'll work.
Thanks, Mark. Mark sort of. That story is really funny, because when I was about 6 years old, I really did climb a tree, and it was maybe 15 or 20 feet off the ground, and I jumped out head first. The other funny thing about what Mark was sharing with you is that I was on the 3rd team of three teams that went to Daytona Beach. And on the first team was Sleepy, James, another guy named John Robinson, and I don't know who else. And when I was telling my sister that Mark was presenting, he said, "Well, he's not gonna tell the story where you threw the alley-oop pass to James? And I said, I was never on the court with those guys. It is just amazing to be here in front of y'all. I'm having the time of my life. I hope you're having a good time too. I come from a very long line, forward and backward, of very good athletes. My father's brother, Uncle Joe, who served in the FBI, also held a world record for the 500-yard backstroke. My dad was no small potatoes. He played basketball at Duke. And I have 3 brothers who are extraordinary athletes: Pete, Mark, my brother John White, and my sister is a very good athlete. We're all very competitive, and I like to say that they're all equally as good of an athlete as I am. Except I'm the one up here now. Besides my dad and siblings, I have a nephew, Julian Rauch, who played football. He played football at Ashbrook. I guess a few of you know that. And he also played football at Appalachian. And he actually kicked the football against Michigan State when Appalachian won. I'm very proud of Julian. The next in line of very good athletes in my family is Jacob White. Jacob is an excellent soccer player, and it's only a matter of time before all of you know of him. And I'm very proud of all of your accomplishments, Jacob. I have my niece, Natalie, is here, and she and Joseph are the parents of 2 adorable little girls, Nora and Josie. And Julian has 2 adorable children, Wills and Miller. They are under 5, but I can't wait to watch them succeed too. Something you may not know about me is that I have always hated the notion that a woman is supposed to be the quiet strength behind another achiever. It is as if the woman is supposed to be some unsung hero quietly in support. But that is exactly what my mother was to me. My mom died about 8 years ago, but I know she's here with me now. If my mom hadn't have given me her time and her energy to take me to practices, to feed me, to argue with me about the clothes that I was wearing, or tell me what I needed to do with my hair, I never would have had the success that I've got now. So how's my hair, Mom? And did I dress okay? Also, my mother really took a beating from me, because anytime I was losing, if she even breathed in my direction or shook her keys, I gave her the evil eye like nobody's business. But it is my father who is sitting here in center stage at 96 years old that has given me my drive to achieve. It is also my father who has given me the opportunities to succeed. Thank you, Dad. You've been my inspiration for so many wonderful things. And I love you. Love you. But what you may not know is that my dad is a little superstitious. And I am sure I won almost every match he attended because he parked the car in the same spot the entire time. Now, if you think about this, if I'm playing a 3-day tournament and he parks the car in the same spot, we don't get the closest spot. We have got to get the furthest spot from the entrance to wherever I'm playing. And my mom and I walk a long way for every match. There are two people that coached me early on that are here. Ed Hovis, I can't believe I haven't seen you in so long, but we played just about every single day down at Southampton, and I remember playing in 8 degrees with you, and we were bragging about that. But Coach Joy, Judy Joy, coached my basketball team. We had an incredible record. She is absolutely the best girls basketball coach in the whole state, and we won 3 state championships to prove it. Coach Joy, you gave us the perfect amount of challenge and support, and we had a lot of fun doing it. You had one rule that I remember, and that was no skiing. She didn't want anybody to ski because she was afraid we would get injured. And I think that's related to how I became a ski instructor in Vail, Colorado at 30. And like Dad, Coach Joy had a superstition. You wore your white go-go boots to every single game, no matter whatever the style was. And I know you turned those into the Gaston Day Sports Hall of Fame. But sports has been really important to my life, as I'm sure it is to yours. And it's taught me a lot about life. I've had a lot of success in my life, but the most important thing that sports has taught me is how to struggle. And I know that sounds funny, but struggling is really important. And struggling with support is the key to a positive struggle. I've had a positive struggle because I have a supportive family and some wonderful coaches, including my golf coach right now, Phil Crick. I believe it is the struggle in life that is the groundwork for winning. And I think struggling is really important because, let me back up. My dearest friend and teacher is a woman who just died recently. Her name is Leah Burney, and she has been my mentor, and she's helped pave the way to my life as a psychotherapist. She used to say that helping your clients enjoy the struggle is one of the most important skills anybody could teach them. A while back, I had a little trouble with my health, and Leah was by my side the whole time, as well as my family. Thank God that trouble is over, but all of my training in sports is what helped me through that struggle in those dark times. Winning and even getting this honor is wonderful, but my message to you is that sports builds character. And if you have played sports or become competitive at anything, the character that you have built will be there waiting for you when you need it the most. I want to give a big thank you to Phil Cherry and all of the members of the committee for choosing me, for putting on this phenomenal event. Josh, my nephew, is on the committee. I really appreciate your work, Josh. We wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for y'all's vision and hard work. Thanks to so many friends who are here tonight. I'm crazy about my friends that I volunteer with at the Animal League, Nancy Foltz and Terry Kinney especially, and Allison, the vet tech extraordinaire, and the two founders, Terry and Kathy and Ken Cole, excuse me. And of course, I'd like to take a moment to thank my family who have the 4 tables right here. I'm so fortunate to have my family here. Thank you all for your time.